Alright guys, welcome to King of the Pit. Before we get started, please hit that like and subscribe button right down there. Really appreciate your support. Alright, we're gonna take a long flight on over to the West Coast, sunny California. I got a brutal old school death metal band out there with a little twist of what I like to call low rider hardcore. Their name is Weaponized, and they're my next featured guest today on King of the Pit. Let's go, baby!
What's up, everybody? I'm Eddie Iron. I play bass guitar for the band Weaponized. The band was formed back in late 2018, somewhere around October, I believe. They had a little bit of a lineup change. About 6 months later, I joined in around May of 2019. Somewhere in there, we remember it as Cinco de Mayo. So yeah, we've been around since 2018, 2019. Same lineup ever since. It's really difficult to stand out as something unique, because there's a million metal bands out there, all doing, kind of the same thing, let's be honest. But if I had to say something that, maybe sets us apart, we when we write, when we put stuff together, we try to approach it with we take a very direct approach. We don't, drag out long-winded intros, 3-minute solos, stuff like that. It's just kind of like, let's give everybody, like, energy, a little bit of a change here and there, but nothing complicated. Our songs are pretty straightforward with a few twists and turns. You know, yeah, it's not groundbreaking, but if anything, it's like old school thrash metal punk mixed with a little bit of like modern sound, a little bit of death metal thrown in there, a little bit of hardcore. Yeah. We're here in Los Angeles, California. As far as the scene, we have an amazing scene here. As far as like metal, punk, just rock, everything in general. Enough said. As far as LA and like music, there's just a ton of talent here, tons of music, tons of musicians, tons of everything. It's great. Enough said with that. But when it comes to the pros and cons of that, it's a pro because as a metal fan myself, if I want good metal, from locals or big bands, whatever, you will probably find it every single day of the week. Like, you can find a show just about any time, and several, on Fridays and Saturday nights. So if you're a metal fan, that's a very good thing here. Our scene is very active, tons of talent, very skilled musicians. So we have no shortage of that. And, it is great to be able to work with so many different people and, share the stage with them. The con to that, as an active musician, it's not super terrible, but if I had to say it's like a con, I guess it could be oversaturation. Sometimes we have to compete with maybe 2-3 other shows on the same night that's playing with us, and it comes down to who's got the bigger draw, who's got the bigger headliner, who's over here posted in a much better venue, much better location, closer to whatever, So, it can get a little oversaturated, but it's not entirely a bad thing. Again, you meet a lot of great musicians, you work with a lot of great musicians, share the stage with them, so, it is what it is. As far as new upcoming music, we don't have any releases set in stone yet. We are kind of mostly in writing mode right now. I think we have enough material for another album, but regardless of that, we're still going into the studio, making new stuff, rewriting stuff, adding stuff, completing stuff. We're kind of just in writing mode right now. Not really recording anything, or not really have a set date, so nothing for 2026 as far as new releases, but we do have a couple shows coming up. You can pretty much find our music just about anywhere. We go through a distributor, so we have we're connected to pretty much every major platform. Take your pick of your favorite, you'll probably find us there. We do have physical copies. I believe we still have some physical copies, not entirely sure, but hit us up if you're interested. I believe our demo and our first album are all completely up for streaming, and our latest, we have a couple singles out. And if you want physical copies, we got a lot of bonus stuff in there that you can't get anywhere else, so hit us up. For 2026, like I said, we're not really going to release anything anytime soon. You never know. We could. But as far as shows, we do have a couple shows coming up. Right now, we're in June of 2026. So I believe our next show is... Let me double check before I give you guys bad information. Let's see. July 11th at the Doll Hut in Orange County. We're going to be playing with a couple good bands there. And July 23rd at Knucklehead in LA. So this next coming month, Orange County, LA, take your pick. Come check us out. As far as a takeaway for our music, I would say, it's just, old school classic thrash with a little bit of punk mixed with modern sound, a little bit of death metal, a little bit of hardcore thrown in there. We're into a whole bunch of different things, so we kind of just cherry pick little things here and there that we like, and it's like, hey, does this sound cool with this? Hey, let's take this, mix it with that. Oh, this doesn't sound good, so on and so forth. And as metal fans, that's one of the things that like really bonds us, is like, hey, we're all into like very similar music, but we're also into a lot of different music. So we just cherry pick, little things here and there that all sound kind of cool, and then we throw it all together. The idea is mainly, kind of like a lot of energy, a little bit of twists and turns. So, take away from that, listen to some of the lyrics, something resonates with you, all the better. Takeaway, enjoy the music.